I think if I could do life over, oh my God, you guys, I was holding back my tears. I think that every single family should have in their home. If I only had $300 to spend for Black Friday, that's where my money would be going. Hello everybody, I'm looking super cute this morning. I am like, really, if you saw my whole outfit, you'd be like, girl, what in the world? I'm gonna take this off. So this, I've talked about this a million times. This is like, it looks like a back brace. I guess it could be used as a back brace, but I don't use it as that. It's actually a portable heating pad for like your back and your stomach. So if you have like cramps or you have back pain or you're just freezing all the time, this is amazing. And it just helps to keep me cozy and warm. And then it has this little pocket here, and like if you look at the inside, it's like velvety, and it makes your hands warm and cozy. You can use it as a pocket. Anyway, love it. I'm gonna be doing some new things. Is that even proper English? I don't think so. I'm gonna be using this La Roche-Posay. I'm probably totally butchering that. Anyways, they sent me a PR package, which was so nice and generous of them. They sent me a bunch of stuff. So I have been trying them out, and I actually really like them. This is their double repair matte moisturizer for oily combination skin, and I think it's my new favorite. By the way, just quick little update. I don't know if you guys can tell like my redness on my face. You know that like little rash that I thought was like a lupus rash? Well, I had an updated call with my doctor, and to my surprise, it is not a lupus rash. It's an autoimmune response. So I guess it's still kind of what I thought, which was like the rash is caused from my autoimmune disease, but it's not lupus. So that is really good news. It's just the same autoimmune. He called it like a I don't know. Basically, he said that whatever autoimmune disease I have, it is generalized. So it can attack like any part of my body. And so far it's attacked my thyroid and my adrenal glands, which is, they don't work anymore. So I have to take medication for that. So I take steroids every day, which is like not fun, and causes like all kinds of not so fun side effects. But I'm just very grateful that there's medication to help it, because you know, my body's not making all these like hormones that I need. A brighter note, I know there's like Black Friday and Cyber Monday going on right now, and everybody is spending like money. And I just want to say that before you guys go out and spend all your like hard-earned money on things that you think you need or you want, you and I are gonna have a little chat right now, because we all need that one friend that's gonna like put us in check and be like, listen, like let's be smart about our spending. And that's gonna be me right now, okay? So I'm just taking this down because this looks so not cute in the background. This background is like this is not like influencer background, right? I don't want to be an influencer. I just want to be like your friend, okay? Like real life stuff over here. This is just my real life right now. This is probably not going to get remodeled for a long time, so get used to it. Really just saying that to myself. Black Friday, I think that a lot of times, because even me, hold on, I need to change this because it's bothering me. Does anyone else have these like hairs that stick out like this? Like why? All right, let's see if we can get through this little get ready with me video. You guys are gonna get ready with me. Everybody always thought that like I went outside with sunglasses on and like got sunburnt, and it would give me like the hardest time. My mom too, about like wearing sunscreen. Like, you need to wear sunscreen. You're getting burnt out in the sun. I'm like, Mom, I promise you it's not. It's just this like my rosacea. That's what I thought it was for the longest time, rosacea from my autoimmune stuff. Who knew? So right now I'm using the Super Serum Skin Tint. This is the Ilia brand that I was telling you guys about. Although I really want to try, there's a new one that just came out. I really want to try. My friend Louisa told me about it, and she is like she's a makeup artist. She was a makeup artist. I guess once you're a makeup artist, you're always a makeup artist, but I don't think she works as a makeup artist anymore, but she did, and she says it's like amazing. And it's like all natural. So I really want to try that one too. A while ago, I was like going through these phases where I did like no buys. Do you guys remember when I did a no buy? I did like a no buy Did I do a no buy year? I can't remember. I was trying to do like no buy and like all this stuff, and you know, I had, because I have like a hard time, I really like to shop and like spend money, and I don't know, makes me happy, I guess. You regret a lot of purchases, and I think like for Black Friday, I just want to make sure that you guys are using your hard-earned money that you guys work so hard for on things that matter and are important, instead of like, and don't get me wrong, if you've been like wanting a bigger TV or something, like, and that's gonna make you very happy, like, then go do you know what I mean? But I want to talk to you guys before, because I want you to make good decisions and not make the same mistakes I did when it comes to like money and spending, because you know, I've made a lot of money in my lifetime. I feel like, man, what do I have to show for it, right? Like now I'm buying like real estate and like smart investments, but like I wasted a lot of money. Anyway, to get to my point, right now for Black Friday, I'm sure some of you guys have a list of like what you want, but I want you guys to rethink that list. What is going to be something that I could buy that's going to be deeply discounted? Because right now everyone's saying like stuff on Amazon like are not really actually discounted. They just like up the price like a few days before and then put a discount on, so you're still paying the same price you would throughout the whole year. And so like some places like are like being really scammy about it. So I would say like be careful with the Black Friday deals on like Amazon and just like any of those like big business type stores, and try to get something that you're not going to regret, not just a year from now, but like many years from now. I feel like a lot of us, we don't think about like, well, at least for me, I didn't really think about like years later, you know? Like, how am I gonna feel about certain things years later? It made me think about this because I was reading some books, and I always think like, okay, books are like never a bad investment. Well, at least like I think so, because, and when I say books, I mean like nonfiction books. I don't really read fiction. I think I've bought like one fiction book because TikTok influenced me and like made me think it was like the greatest thing ever, and I haven't even like I've read like a couple chapters and then like because I'm just like, there's more important things that I could be spending my time doing and like reading. And so it wasn't that long ago I had asked my dad this question, had to hold back tears like when he gave us his answer, because I wasn't expecting it. So we had asked him like, if you could do life over again, is there anything that you would want to change or do differently? And his response like really shocked not just me, but like I think our whole family, and we all just got really quiet. And he had said, I think if I could do life over, it makes me emotional, I'd want to go back to school. I have a really hard time with reading and writing, and it's made life really hard for me. And so if I could do it over, I'd want to go back to school. Oh my God, you guys, I was holding back my tears. I think I'm letting them out now because I wasn't able to cry about it there, because I didn't want him to like, you know, feel bad. Of course, now I'm like ruining my makeup, hold on. I was like so heartbroken for him. And it just made me think like, oh gosh, no, I'm really getting, really messing this up. It made me think like, how in the world did they let you graduate high school? You have a hard time reading and spelling. Like, what a failure like our school system is. But also, I don't want to like blame my grandma. I didn't know her very well on my dad's side. I mean, either of my grandparents I didn't know very well. I wasn't close to my dad's parents. And my mom's parents lived in Florida, like across the country from us, and we just weren't close with them. But it just made me think about the importance of not just education, but of being able to read and write. Like, we take such simple things for granted, I think a lot of us. I know for me, like as a parent, one of the most important things that I've learned being a mom, I'm not like an expert, is to read to your kids like as much as you can, as often as you can, and not just like reading any books, but like books that are going to teach them things, right? So even from like when they're in your belly, you're pregnant, to like read books out loud to them, even if you think they're not listening, subconsciously they are. And when my kids, like I sit down with a book and I'm like reading to them and I feel like they're, you know, off and doing their own thing and like playing and, you know, goofing around and not listening, I still just like read anyway, because I read for myself. Because like my dad, there was a lot of things like I didn't learn in school or just didn't get. I am reading for myself also. When I read these things, not only are they helping me, but they're helping the kids. I know that they're actually like listening, because sometimes like Snow or Storm will say something that like I read in the book, you know, like weeks later or something. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't even think they were paying attention or like listening, because they were like goofing around, you know, but like they might be. So it's important to just read out loud to them all the time. And I know that not everybody is able to afford new books. Go to your thrift stores, because thrift stores have a lot of really good books for like next to nothing. Although there are books that you guys hear me talk about all the time that I think that every single family should have in their home. These books will equip you for lifelong learning. They will give you the tools that you need to succeed, to be self-reliant, to be able to think for yourself, to learn about things that were not usually taught in school. Even if your kids are in school and you think they're getting a good education, there's stuff that they may be missing. You won't know it because, you're not like, you know, maybe familiar with some of the stuff that they should be learning that they're not learning. And that's why these books were made, or like started to be written. They are amazing. And right now with the Black Friday stuff going on, this is like the one time that you will be able to probably afford the whole library at once. They're doing like this mega Black Friday bundle deal where literally everything that they've created, this is the Tuttle Twins I'm talking about, every Tuttle Twins book, so like all their whole main children's series, and I don't want anybody to think like, oh, it's for children. Like, no, this is also for adults. It's basically what they have done is have taken very complex things and simplified them for people like me to understand, and just people in general to understand, because a lot of times things are written confusing on purpose. We don't get them, but a lot of us don't speak up and be like, I have no idea what this means. We are just like, okay, whatever. We don't know that it's important, even though it is, and that's the reason they're trying to like not let us understand it. So what they've done, the Tuttle Twins have taken all of these like things that are very important that we should know about to help us with life, all things that you should learn about taught in these books, and they are. And they've made it like so easy to understand. And even though like our kids are on the younger side, I have really loved starting to read them already out loud, because it helps me understand things I didn't know before, or get clarity on. And then also it's building like a foundation for them. So when they are old enough to kind of grasp the concept, they have kind of a foundation already set and have a little bit of an understanding. I don't know if you've ever like been to, let me try to give an example that all of you guys would know. Maybe you're doing like a DIY project, right? And like trying to learn how to do something, and you watch something for the first time and you're like, yeah, I have no idea like really what was said. But then like you watch it a couple more times. This is maybe just me, I don't know. But sometimes I have to watch videos like multiple times to actually understand it. And I feel like that's the same thing sometimes with books. Like when you like read something or you're learning something, sometimes you have to read it a couple times to understand it, and that's totally okay. Like everybody's brains work differently, you know? I would recommend these books not just for kids, but adults also. So even if you don't have kids, you never plan on having kids, I still think every home should be equipped with this library. It's called their Black Friday Mega Bundle, and I'll link this below in case anybody is interested, but they have 14 of their main series books, plus all the digital companion products, which is like so cool. If you haven't like looked at those, I would recommend them. At first I was like, yeah, but then I was like, oh man, I've been missing out. They have activity workbooks like in a PDF forms, do activities to help you really grasp the concept of like what you've learned. Audiobooks, which I think is awesome, because you can like listen to the books like in your car while you're working out, while you're cleaning. And then they have parent guides also that go with all of those. Like, so if you're teaching kids, parent guides to like help you guide your kids through this. I mean, like this stuff is priceless. In my opinion, this is like gold. Like everyone needs to have this in their house. I don't think people realize like how important these things are that are being taught in the books. It's like you're being taught things in these books that are going to basically, it's like having a toolbox in your brain with like all the things that you would need to go through life to be independent, confident, responsible, understand things. Like you're not gonna get screwed over. Do you know what I mean? Like you're gonna be confident because you're gonna know things that most people don't. And you're gonna know how to like stand up for yourself when maybe something is being done to you that shouldn't be. Do you know? Not only that, but they have title rebuttals. They have 6 toddler books, which are like those board books that you see. And I know they say toddler books and they're board books, but they have like complex, big words in them. So they're for like adults too, to understand. It's kind of like tongue-in-cheek, like teaching you things that are important in an easy to understand way. And then they have 5 other books that are like, you know, that conspiracy theory book, that's one of them. So there's like a lot of other like bigger books for like older kids or teenagers, guidebooks, 2 history books, which those history books are expensive. Not only that, but they come with the curriculum, the audiobooks, and videos. And then they have the Tuttle Twins card game, 6 ebooks, and then like a new themed music album. Basically, you get like a bunch of stuff. $268? Are you freaking kidding me? Okay, so all of this stuff together, just so you know, costs $1,200. So that's over $850 off of like what you would originally spend for these books. So this is not like one of those scammy Black Friday deals. This is like probably one of the best deals ever for Black Friday. To me, I feel like this is just a no-brainer. One of those things that like every house needs to have in their library to like equip them for lifelong learning and to be successful. For you, for your kids, for your grandkids, everybody needs this in their home. If you're thinking about spending $300 on, I don't know, new makeup or something, I would suggest instead to get something that is going to make it so that one day when your kids ask you, you could do life over. It's not going to be go back to school or that you wish that you were smarter, because then life wouldn't be so hard for you, because that is heartbreaking to hear. I can tell you right now, like, I'm glad that our dad was like honest with us, but like your kids, that's gonna break their heart if they hear you say that. And I think that you want to be able to teach your kids things that are important. Having this is like one of those things that's gonna make it so that that's something you don't have to worry about. And your education and like being smart, you know, I don't know, you can't put a price tag on that. There's something like, I just think that that is something that's like way more important that you want to be spending your money on, instead of something that, you know, is a material thing that's gonna just like, you're not gonna remember the next year, you know? This is something that like that library is an heirloom, like an heirloom library that you're gonna be able to pass from generation to generation. Those books are not going to be, like, I treasure those books. Those books are going to be kept like in a special place in our little library, just because like these are things that a lot of people have suppressed over the years, like especially those history books. A lot of people did not want the truth about a lot of stuff that's happened in history to get out, you know. It wouldn't have made them look good. You know, a lot of the history books in school like maybe don't tell the whole truth, because a lot of the books that were written by people that were paid by the General Education Board. And I don't know if you guys know this, but the General Education Board was like originally funded by the Rockefellers. You guys know who they are? They're like the ones that very wealthy and like, you know, own basically everything. And the reason that they, back in the day, like wanted to do the General Education Board and, you know, make sure that their curriculum was taught to everybody was because it was going to benefit them and their business. And they wanted a generation of workers, not thinkers, right? They didn't want entrepreneurs. They wanted people that would work in their factories. And this is like kind of how it all started back in the day. It's how schools started, because back in the day, like everyone kind of homeschooled. That's, you know, what they did. And then like they would have like little local schoolhouses, but then like the Department of Education or the Board of Education, that was started by the Rockefellers, John D. Rockefeller. Still to this day, people that are very wealthy have their names on buildings and in colleges for a reason. They donate a lot of money to those schools because they want certain things taught that are going to benefit them. And I know not everyone wants to believe that because you pay a lot of money to go to college. Trust me, I did too, even though I didn't graduate. Anyway, I won't get too much into it, but I just will say that I think that those books are going to teach you things that most books won't. And also, like, history books are freaking boring. Like, I think mainly because they just teach you like dates and like the names of things, but they don't teach, They don't teach you why those things happen and how they're relatable today. And so most people, like me, or even when you're a kid especially, like, I don't know, I think most people are not really into that. They're like, why do we care? Like, why is this important? Like, why do we need to learn this? And the Tuttle Twins books teach you why, and why it's important, and why it's relevant today, and why it's important that we learn about history so we don't repeat the same mistakes, because we all know history repeats itself in fashion and a lot of things, especially like wars and things like that. But if we knew and were educated, you know, they say like knowledge is power. I think that a lot of us, you know, unfortunately just didn't grow up with that, or didn't have that, or didn't have access to books like these ones. So I would highly recommend them, is what I'm trying to say. And if I only had $300 to spend for Black Friday, that's where my money would be going. It's not gonna benefit just me, it's gonna benefit my kids, and then it's gonna benefit their kids and their kids. It's like the best money you can spend, right, is the gift that keeps on giving. The gift of a good education and tools for lifelong learning. By the way, this is not sponsored. They did not ask me to like make this video. I do make videos for them, like on Instagram. I make reels for them and I love doing it, and they're an amazing company to work with, and I really love them. And I love what they stand for. They're good people, and I want to support like small businesses that, you know, care about people and not just making money. And that's why I'm making this video, because not because they're paying me, because they're not paying me for this video, but because I genuinely really love them as a company. I really love them as the people that I get to work with. Think that what they're doing is really important, and the message that they're putting out and wanting to help people like learn, especially people like me. Another big thing I do want to mention is, you guys know how like I've talked about in the past, like where I'll work with a brand and then my trolls will like message them and, you know, tell them about my past, and then they'll always drop me. Majority of them will be like, yeah, we're not going to work with her again. Well, it happened with this company, and they reached out and said like all these awful things. Some of them like weren't even true. I've always been honest. I've always been very open about my past, and I've written books about it. Actually, like how I grew my audience was like because of my past and me talking about it, and, you know, wanting others to learn from my mistakes. And like nobody's perfect, but like most people's horrible things that they've done online are horrible things they've done in their life are not online in public for everyone to see, you know, so it's easy for others to judge. But this company looked at me for where I am now and decided to continue to work with me, and that like alone makes me, I'm not gonna cry again because I'm already too far in my makeup, makes me want to be loyal to them forever, because that to me means like these people genuinely care about, not about money, but about people and about what's doing the right thing and what they think is right. And I think them being able to see me as a human being and know that like I've made mistakes, but I've worked really hard to change my life around, and to see that instead of seeing just like I'm not a good person to represent their business or their company, meant so much to me. Because out of like the whole over a decade of me being online and making videos, no company has ever done that, ever. I think it's so cool because I really like align with their values, and so to have like a company that like I really loved and believed in, like believe in me and allow me to be able to work with them the way I do, it just like, it means so much to me. That's why I am making this video. That's why like I love promoting their company and their books, is because they're just good people. It's a good brand. And so if you're going to spend money this holiday or for Black Friday, like go spend money on them. They're the people that actually deserve it, not like Walmart and Amazon and like these big businesses that could care less about people, or all they care about is like numbers, and this company doesn't. I think these are the companies we should be supporting and giving our money to. Also, what you get in return is like the best ever. So anyway, that is what I wanted to share with you guys, our little like talk about where to be spending your money during the holiday time. I am taking a deep breath. Okay, like, I don't know, I did not plan to get so emotional in this video, my goodness. Just wanted to like be honest with you guys as always, per usual. Did I tell you guys I really messed up my hair? I tried to put highlights in myself and it went horribly wrong. And then I had to like fix it on my own because nobody could get me in because it's the holiday time and like every hairstylist is like, you know, completely booked up, and I was like, oh, I'm on my own. So I used like root touch up and like tried to fix it, and then my hair turned like kind of, I don't know, what is this, like gray or green? I can't even tell, but that's what I've been working with lately. After all that Black Friday talk and what I would recommend you spending your money on, I'm curious what you guys are planning or what you planned on buying for Black Friday, if you plan on buying anything at all, and why you are buying the thing that you're buying. I think that that is a good question for you guys, and I want you to actually write it in the comments, because writing it out or like typing it out helps, not just thinking about it in your head. But if you actually write it out, like, I want to buy, you know, da 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 because of this reason, it will help kind of, I think, let you know why you're buying it, and if it's like a thing that like you maybe want to change your mind about. For instance, before I had this revelation of what I wanted to, you know, buy for Black Friday, I just like mindlessly was like on Amazon scrolling and being like, oh, I could use this, or this is really cool, you know, like buying things that like you don't even think you need, you know, you're buying way more than you needed or wanted. I'm curious what you guys wanted to buy, and if you still plan on buying whatever that thing is after watching this video. I'm curious. I think I'm done getting ready. I have like literally crying my makeup off in this video. Whatever, it is what it is. I hope that you guys all are having an amazing day wherever you are. I hope that you spend wisely. Think of me when you're spending money this Black Friday. Thank you for being here. Thanks for watching. I'm sending you all my love and all my positive energy, and I hope to see you in the next video. Mwah.